Welcome back to the Nightlife Podcast, Season 3, Episode 20. Guys, today there's no coincidence that the episode that you're going to be seeing and watching, listening to today had to be done at this moment in time. For some reason, I had ran into this profile from this foundation a while back, and I didn't recall what I did with it, where it had gone. I didn't remember. I knew I had seen it somehow, somewhere, but I just couldn't figure out where it was. And all of a sudden, it just popped up again onto my life. So I'm excited to bring in today's guest to get to talk about their foundation. Without further ado, hello, Caroline Strauss.
Hi.
How are you, Miss Strauss? How's everything?
Good. How are you?
Good. So like what I was saying is I don't know when it was exactly that I ran into the foundation, All Day Foundation, right?
Yeah.
All Day Foundation. Okay. I'm not sure when it is that I ran into it. I knew there was something that had to do with the industry. I was probably looking for, at the moment, more than what you guys are doing. I was more looking probably for people to interview and people to talk to in the industry and that kind of stuff in different areas. But at this moment in time that we are going through these difficult times, it is just perfect timing for doing this interview. So I am very appreciative, very thankful for you, sharing with me here and with our guests. So without further ado, well, first of all, the name of the foundation is All Day Foundation. Where does that name come from? How long have you guys been around? What's going on? What is it? What are you?
So we founded ourselves in 2016. It's kind of just myself at this point. We started by volunteering with homeless children in Miami. We used to volunteer a lot at Children's Home Society, and we used our brand connections to really support the young community in Miami. I then launched in Chicago and in LA in 2018 and 2019, and it really took off from there. In 2019, we had a lot of unfortunate passing aways of our friends in the community and in the industry. And I really took a big step back and thought we need help in our industry. And I focused All Day Foundation on helping the food and beverage community more than helping children at the moment. I started a program called Bars Behind Bartenders, with Turnover Card. And with that came a lot of mental and physical support. So we did wellness classes, yoga classes, a lot of self-love, a lot of how to make kombucha. We did a bunch of financial classes. We learned how to buy a house. Like, we did a lot of stuff to give hospitality professionals skills that they'll actually need to move forward and better themselves.
There you go.
And now with COVID-19, we're kind of doing the same.
Right. So tell me a little bit exactly about what you guys are doing now. What with this whole, virus and everything being stopped, everything being on pause, I guess. I mean, especially, I think our industry is probably one of the most affected, if not the most affected, for sure, hospitality in general. But I mean, I've heard conversations of people saying it doesn't matter how fast we come back from this. Like, some people feel like there might be even, more time, for people to feel safe in places like where there's a big crowd, and that kind of thing. So how do you feel about that?
I think it's definitely a really scary time that we're living in. It is hurting our industry the most. So All Day Foundation is my passion project. I actually work in hotel operations for a big hotel brand here. And it hit us hard. We've been closed down. I myself have been furloughed for weeks now, and we're just trying to make the best of it. And I'm using my free time to give back and help out other people that are less fortunate. So what we're doing with All Day Foundation is we have matched up with Felix Bendersky, who started the Miami Restaurant Employee Relief Fund. It is a GoFundMe page, and it's backed by some of the best chefs in the city and a lot of amazing bars. So we're partnering with him. We started something called Save Miami Hospitality. It's on Facebook. And Monday through Friday at 7 p.m., we're hosting virtual happy hours with some of the best bars and restaurants. They can be bartenders, they can be chefs, they can be whoever wants to be the representative of that venue can go on and go live. And they can talk about, they can build a cocktail, they can teach bartending techniques, they can cook a dish, they can tell you what to make out of your refrigerator. You know, they're kind of just going on to show a friendly face and a familiar Miami hospitality.
Right.
During this live feature, you can go on and tip them through this GoFundMe page. We have sponsors and are currently looking for more sponsorship, but we have sponsors that are going to match the daily tips, and all of that goes to the venue that's being featured.
So where can people find these lives on Fridays? I believe I saw one on Instagram live, if I'm not mistaken, just a few, an hour ago maybe or so.
Yes, we just launched our first one on online about an hour ago, and it was hilarious, and it was exactly what we wanted it to be, and we cannot wait for more.
Awesome.
So you can follow it live at 7 p.m. Monday through Friday on All Day Foundation Instagram or on the Save Miami Hospitality Facebook page.
Okay. You guys are in Miami, but I understand that you have other chapters, I guess, or other cities that you guys have started working with already?
Mm-hmm.
Which are?
Yeah, so we launched in Chicago and in LA a couple of years ago.
Okay. So you're pretty much doing the same thing in the different cities.
Yeah, we're focusing on Miami. I live here. Most of my contacts are here, but we're more than happy to help out and connect with anyone else.
So one of the things that I like to do is bring, value to this podcast and the people that are listening. A lot of the people that are listening are in the hospitality industry, most of the people actually, but they're not in Miami, all of them. So how could somebody go about doing what you're doing, or starting something like what you're starting, or should they maybe like try to reach you to maybe open a chapter in a different city, or what do you think is the best way for somebody to go if they want to be able to help their hospitality fellow men and women?
Sorry, you cut out there for a minute, but I think you're saying if other people do not live in Miami, how can they give back?
Well, mainly, how would they start something like what you're doing? How can they get started with doing something like what you guys are doing now?
So you can reach out to me anytime. I'm more than happy to help and guide you along the way and give you whatever tools I have that can make it easier for you. Also, reach out to your brands. You have supported them. Every bar and restaurant has supported these brands so much. It's nice for them to support you back. Reach out to them, see what they can do. There have been so many amazing give back from brands, whether it's buying restaurant employees meals, whatever it may be. They have been giving back a lot. So I would definitely recommend getting in touch with them.
Correct.
And speak to your venue and see if you can do anything. I've seen in Miami, we have a lot of places that have been doing grocery marts, like 27 Restaurant. There have been a bunch of people that have popped up and been doing groceries at a lower cost than something like a Publix or Whole Foods.
Right.
So I think it's look at your own venue, see what you guys can do, and if you need any help, reach out to me.
Right. I mean, it's also a time to maybe reinvent and themselves and figure out different ways that they can, for example, I heard about a restaurant that they were fine dining, like extreme fine dining, and right now they're doing like super cheap meals and like pick up, you can drive by and just they come out and bring the food to you. If you want to do the fine dining thing, they will prepare a meal, bring it to your home, and then they do like a live piano thing from the place, and you can go get that live at home and have the whole experience. So it's just a time to definitely figure out a way to reinvent themselves. That when it comes to owners especially, but when it comes to the staff, it's what I hear, like it's the ones that are mostly affected right now. I actually found out that there's a lot of people that weren't even furloughed. They were just fired. Like it was a quick reaction to go, fire 80% of the staff right away because they didn't know what was going to happen and just went in that direction. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't feel that's the right way to go, but it happened. And a lot of people were calling me about that and asking what I thought, what was going to happen, or, with them. And a lot of people actually didn't even get paid for the last few weeks that they worked. Because you know how it gets. Sometimes in the hospitality industry, it falls behind a little bit too, or if not, still maybe you get paid every 15 days or so, and it just so happened that it was on that 12th that from the day that we've been stuck inside. But what can you tell people that have been fired, for example, the staff? What should those people be doing now at this time?
If you were actually fired from your job, you weren't laid off, you weren't told, look, this is a hard time, we're ready for you to come back the second we reopen, or we're ready to come back if we're able to reopen. Unfortunately, there's a lot of businesses that won't be able to overcome this. If you were fired without any of that communication, you probably should not go back to that venue. There are so many amazing operators in Miami who would love to have good employees, and you need to be treated fairly, especially in this difficult situation. I have seen friends that own companies that have pulled out loans to pay their employees. Everyone is applying for the payroll program. Everyone is trying to support their employees more than supporting their business.
Right.
So if your business is not going to support you, I definitely advise looking in a different direction, because everyone is trying so hard to make it better for the employees.
Right. So I know, for example, cruise lines that were extremely affected and airlines, they have gotten different type of help from what everybody else is getting. For example, like the payroll protection program, which is something for all small businesses. Do you know of anything that's happening that's directed specifically to the hospitality industry? Have you heard of anything like that, or are we still forgotten?
I hope we're not forgotten. I haven't heard of anything that's directly for hospitality professionals directly. I know that a lot of people have helped out, like Felix Bendersky starting this GoFundMe page. I mean, he has something like $95,000 already raised for Miami F&B employees. I know FIU is doing a huge GoFundMe as well. I know that there's a lot of food and beverage outlets that are raising their own money. Almost every bar has their own GoFundMe. So if you really appreciate that bar and their members, you can go directly there and tip them. But I haven't heard anything government assistance for food and beverage directly.
Right. So it's kind of like everybody, well, I mean, we're not on our own per se, because there is help already. I mean, we are mostly small businesses and we are being helped. Owners are being helped. They should be helping, their staff for sure. Also, anybody who's self-employed is also, able to get that help. There's also the fact that if you were fired, and that's not probably the best thing to say, but there is unemployment. You can actually, go for at this moment. But I do like people thinking outside the box and figuring out ways to help not only themselves but help each other. Everybody that's been around, and I have seen a lot of GoFundMe pages being created, but I actually have also heard from some people, maybe some of the patrons, that see these pages and feel weird about it. Some don't understand what it is that they're being, they're asking for. Some feel like that if a venue is doing a GoFundMe page and they're saying it's for their staff, that it may not be for their staff in the end. Those kinds of things. So there's that trust factor out there also. But hopefully, people stick together. I think this whole thing has brought us, even though everybody's stuck in their homes, it's just brought us together a lot more. And our industry, it's crazy how I've started to see like how people that were competing against each other are now families that are coming together and helping each other out. Staff, coming together, that used to, bash each other's venues, and how it is, are now kind of, working together on for the same cause in the end. Everybody's feeling it, so everybody's understanding it. So I'm very, very thankful for people like you that actually, do something about it and not just talk about it. I'm glad to know that you are not just doing this because of this, but you started in 2016. So you've been around, how to, get something going and make it really happen and be able to really help those in need. Who are the people currently that, when it comes to financial help, who are the ones most affected in the hospitality industry from what you've seen, or have you seen many? I mean,
so honestly, everyone that's an hourly employee, you have to think that you make $5.54 an hour plus tips, that you rely on $5.54 cents an hour. And if you don't get tipped that day, you don't get tipped that day, and there's nothing about it. You know, think about our bussers, our dishwashers, our food runners, the people that are behind the lines. Yes, our bartenders and our servers are what brings people to Miami, and the talent is unreal here, and our chefs are incredible, but our line cooks, our dishwashers, people that they might not necessarily be able to get unemployment. Like, we are in Miami. Not everyone here is here under the right status, and they're not eligible for the things that we are.
Right.
And those are the people that really need the most help.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that one. I mean, and I know there's a lot of you guys that are listening out there, and you guys are worried. You guys are looking for, something, some kind of, a little bit of hope. And I hope that you hearing this, you go find them, find their foundation, see what it is that they're doing. If you're not in Miami, again, you can still reach out. It's not a bad idea for you to think of maybe putting a group of people together and getting something started in your town, in your city. And maybe if you guys do something, real and serious and very organized, maybe she can help you, and you guys could do something together with her foundation, and it would help in the sense that you have that trust factor already, behind you, and you know exactly what it is that it needs to be done, because we do need to come together, and this is the only way, finding people like you that are actually, getting it done. So you've been furloughed since when?
This is my third week, going on fourth week.
And what area are you in your, let's call it, real job?
I'm a director in my job. I work for corporate of the company I work for.
There you go. So okay, so it's not in the situation that we're talking, and as difficult as some others may have it. So that it probably even makes it stronger. The fact that you're helping and you may not be in their shoes. Maybe you're able to have a little bit more of a cushion and not be suffering as much, and for a fact that your job is going to be there when you're going to come back. It's the difference between furlough and being fired, and but I'm really glad I got to have this conversation with you. I am gonna definitely keep talking to you, because I want to figure out how we can also help, and I'm sure that what you need is more people to join in whichever way possible. So and when I say me, it's a bunch of us. It's like I said, because it's in hospitality, we are families. Each venue is its own family. I work with different venues, so I understand. I see different types of families and how different types of families are suffering right now due to this, and some don't know what's going to happen. Some venues are actually considering the possibility of not even coming back, because it was just it caught him at a bad moment. Some others, as I told you, we were about to reopen with our friends, a restaurant downtown, which we will. We will definitely. Downtown Miami, by the way, a lot of us are going in that direction. A lot of our friends are going to be opening stuff in that area. I'm hoping.
Yeah, downtown's great.
Yes, and Miami is one of the cities that's missing their downtown to be their popular area. For us, it's more Brickell, the beach, and Wynwood now, but we need to make that downtown a little more to the entertainment and hospitality industry, at least, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. So after all this is done, gone, and we are all back on our feet, and we're doing amazing, and we're laughing about this, and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe we went through that. What are the things that you guys are going to continue to be doing?
So we're going to continue to host an event essentially every month. We do one giant one in Miami every year called Friendsgiving. It's in November. It's always the week of Thanksgiving. We bring in 30 of the best chefs and bars, and we host a huge event, and that 100% of our proceeds get donated. We keep $0 in any event that we ever host. So 100% of our proceeds get given back to the community in different ways. We are going to continue to do that. After this, we're going to host as many financial classes, anything to get you back on your feet, anything that we can bring in from the government to teach you how to get retroactive unemployment, whatever it may be, we're going to try to put together. Because this is going to hurt for a long time. You know, people are going to max out credit cards. People are going to dip into 401ks. People are going to jump into things that they never thought that they'd be using. And the comeback is going to be a lot harder than I think the time now.
Right. Right. All right. Well, you guys heard it here. Can you tell everybody your handle so they can go find you guys on Instagram and follow right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're at All Day Foundation on Instagram. We've started Save Miami Hospitality on Facebook, and those are the two best to reach us at.
I never got why the name All Day Foundation. What was the reason?
Honestly, there's zero reason.
Okay.
You know, we were going back and forth. I founded All Day Foundation in the beginning with the owners of Bar Lab, and we were kind of just texting back and forth about like what our name should be, and we kind of just stuck on All Day Foundation, and there was a great logo made, and we fell in love right away, and we never kind of moved away from it.
Okay, cool. Doesn't always have to be a reason.
Yeah.
All right, Caroline. Thank you so much for being here. And you know, like I said, we are gonna definitely keep in touch, and I hope you guys that are listening do reach out and go find All Day Foundation, because it is a good cause and it is one that you and we all need right now. All right. So one more time, remember, you can watch all of our episodes at nightlifepodcast.com. You can find me at the Nightlife Entrepreneur on Instagram, and you find all of the other stuff at Nightlife University. So anyway, thank you, and I'll see you guys. Hey, bye-bye. Thank you. I'll see you next week.